Today on Eagle Nation News, Jake Fine takes a look at the post-school day traffic problems. What has the biggest effect on how quick it takes to get out of the parking lot?
Lexi Kierton sat down with Mrs. Allen's AP Psychology class to uncover how eggs are aiding in their learning. How did she take teaching the extra mile?
And finally, Cameron Silva will be in studio discussing this past flu season. How much worse can this year's flu get?
All this and more today on Eagle Nation News.
Live from Prosper, Texas, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Tuesday, January 30th. I'm Tyler Winden.
I'm Christina Folsom.
And I'm Cameron Silva.
President Trump will give his State of Union address later tonight. Cameron, you have more?
That's right, Tyler. President Trump will speak to Congress later tonight about administration's views on the current state of the U.S. and their plans for the future. The State of the Union address, which will be televised, is expected to dwell upon topics such as jobs and economy, infrastructure, immigration, trade, and national security.
Developers of the Texas Bullet Train have recently released information regarding the placement of a terminal in Dallas. The site is at the corner of Lamar and Cata Street, which could potentially lead to the opening of new jobs and the growth of businesses.
It's clear to see that Prosper grows practically by the second. As the school bell rings to let out fifth period, the last thing many want is to be stuck in the traffic of a growing city. Jake Fine reports.
If you're driving out of the parking lot after school, chances are you're seeing a lot of what I'm seeing right now, brake lights. Unless you have senior release or are a really reckless driver, you can find yourself stuck behind dozens of cars just trying to get home from a school day. Traffic has been a problem since the school opened, but is it a problem we can't fix? Or is there something we can be doing to make traffic flow a little smoother?
One of the main issues of the after-school traffic is the sheer amount of people. Even before the massive growth of our student population, traffic at Prosper has been a problem. Hundreds of students have parking passes, a number that doesn't even account for staff cars and cars that don't have passes. That leads to upwards of several hundreds of cars leaving the parking lot at one time. And even with the expansion of Coleman Road, there are still only 4 exits from the school, which brings up the second issue, the exits.
With cars trying to exit from here, enter from here, exit from here, and here, traffic can get a little congested, to say the least.
So until there are less people at the school or more exits added, you can get used to the few extra minutes spent in the parking lot. But let's be honest, a few extra minutes isn't too bad. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Jake Fine. Prosper.
Thank you, Jake. After this commercial break, Lexi Kierton takes a look at how students can learn and apply knowledge to a child from a unique egg project.
Young Life is hosting a Super Bowl watch party at 5 p.m. on Sunday, February 4th.
The deadline to complete course applications is Friday, February 9th. There will be a crepe sale during all lunches on Friday, February 2nd.
First Choice Test Prep has an upcoming SAT Test Prep course on Mondays and Wednesdays beginning February 5th.
The last day to purchase a yearbook is Friday, February 2nd.
When most think of preparing for a child, one doesn't simply think about, getting an egg to use that, So for this illustration on the developmental stages of a child, Lexi Kierton reports on how the use of an egg goes far beyond the kitchen.
Creative projects aimed to increase involvement in the learning process take a more hands-on approach for students studying course material. This week, AP Psychology students are going the extra mile to put their knowledge about the development stages into practice.
A lot of classes have done different, baby simulation projects, and so this is just one that I've seen. We started it last year, and I kind of noticed between the different years that there was a little bit more investment into the development unit when we started this, so I liked that about it.
Basically, we have this project for our AP Psychology class where we take an egg and drain it through like the top or the bottom, and then we have to like carry it around for like a week in like some sort of container, and we're gonna like have to answer questions like name a reflex your baby showed, and then like what made you think it was that reflex, and that kind of thing.
By taking care of this egg, students are intended to be responsible and comprehend the concepts of the Human Development Unit.
Just having something like tangible that they can attach like these like concepts to, I think will kind of help them retain and remember some of that information instead of just, you know, like hearing some of these terms, like having to actually apply it to a situation, and even though it's a fake scenario, but just having that connection will help them hopefully like strengthen those terms.
Probably the hardest thing about taking care of this egg is like not forgetting it somewhere. Like I'll leave a classroom and sprint back in and grab it.
Also, they have a series of logs that they have to keep of activities and then developmentally appropriate things that they're doing, you know, with their baby, and kind of logging that. And then they also have a series of short answer questions that they have to answer at the end of the process about some of the terminology that we're going to go over, and then also a little bit of a reflection on parenting and, you know, some concepts like that.
Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Lexi Curitan, Prosper.
Thank you, Lexi. When we come back, Cameron Silva addresses this winter season's life-threatening outbreak of the flu.
Flu season is back in full swing. Cameron Silva is here to discuss how this outbreak has left its impact.
Thanks, Christina. Yes, this flu season has been one of the worst ever recorded, and it is continuing to worsen. Type A has been found the most severe, with Type B being a little less severe. Either way, when someone has the flu, symptoms can last from 3 to 7 days, but the virus can actually stick around for a couple of weeks. This year, there have been over 30 pediatric deaths as well as a result of the flu, as well as 2,300 total flu-related deaths in Texas. Despite these numbers, it is easy to stay away from the flu by getting vaccinated and washing your hands. For more information and to stay updated with current events, be sure to follow @EagleNationNews on Twitter and check out our website, eaglenation.net, to watch previous episodes.
Now we send it over to Max Hamilton in the Eagle Zone with your sports update.
Thank you, Christina. Tonight, the boys basketball team faces off the Colony at 7:30 away. And the girls are also at the Colony, and they are playing at 6 o'clock. Now on to soccer. The boys are playing at home again at Little Elm at 7:15, and the girls are away at 7 o'clock. Finally, the boys golf yesterday placed 8th overall in the Flower Mountain Invitational. That's all I have for today. I'm Max Hamilton, reporting from the Eagle Zone.
Thank you, Max. Now let's take a look at the meeting schedule for the week. Today, after school, there will be an Eagle Stage Crew meeting at 4 p.m. in room 1168G. There will also be a Creative Writing Club meeting after school today from 4 to 5 p.m. in room 1216. Tomorrow, there will be a Gaming Club meeting at 4 p.m. after school in the library. And finally, on Thursday, there will be an Architecture Club first meeting during Eagle Time in room 1050. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Cameron Silva.
I'm Christina Folsom.
And I'm Tyler Winden. Live long and prosper.